Dun, 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 dun. Here's Mr. Kubicki on his hospital, working on the baby.
Doing some surgery.
He's doing some surgery here that is very simple for him, but it's not as simple for the rest of the humans.
Yeah.
Here's the 5-string that he's teasing everybody with. And it's like $100,000 per string. With no pickups. No knobs, of course.
Yes, never finished.
Never finished.
That was built during the Fender licensing period. That was a project that I started doing while the licensing was going on with Fender. That was going to be introduced as a new product, but it never happened.
Yeah, but when I was here last time, you didn't show me this one.
Well, I've always had it in back.
Oh my God! Ay ay ay.
The fluorescent light's not doing you much for.
You know what I'd like to hear? The B being tuned down to an A.
Yeah, I never even built pickups for it. That's as finished as it'll get.
Mason, what is this, man? Like that's a small guitar.
Small guitar.
Some of these some of these are unfinished still.
Ay ay ay.
There's a satin wood.
Man,
This is the one that's used on my new string package, which is right here. And this is the guitar for it. And the only footage that exists as well.
Ooh, and you just use
What's
45,
that guitar?
right? You just use 45 for your strings, right?
45 to 105.
You don't have 40s? Come on. You gotta get lighter.
Well, I don't because it's a shorter scale. You want to shoot this one?
Oh. Look at this.
This is spalted maple. It's actually maple that's decaying. If you want.
Man. Look at the back here.
It's in process.
In process, but that's, yeah. All the necks here. I remember you put the neck over here on like a step or something. You started jumping on it.
Yeah. That's another spalted maple.
Beautiful. Very little. Very beautiful.
Here is another one.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Which
How long does it take you to shape the whole thing? Like if you start from scratch, how long does it take you to put one together? Couple of days.
hard to time.
Hard to time.
It's hard to time. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I was
stopping and starting. It would be just a guess for me.
You know, people that would, I know some people that would be crazy here looking at all that stuff.
This is genuine Honduras mahogany.
Mm-hmm.
Flamed.
Ay, ay, ay.
Very flamed. End to end, side to side.
Beautiful.
A fabulous piece of veneer.
How often you get orders from Brazil?
Not very.
Not very, right?
Because generally what stops sales in Brazil is the duties and taxes.
Of course.
Same in Europe.
Same in Europe.
Okay.
Japan is easier.
I think in England they have a huge tax, and then the duty is they also duty the tax. It's a double taxation.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
If you plug them in, say this way, they're normal. Mm-hmm. If you flip one over, they'll be out of phase.
They start making noises or something?
No, they'll just have a thin, funny sound, different sound. You can try it.
No.
If you go like this and plug them in, then the pan control will work opposite of what it works now. That's all.
Yeah, just the opposite, yeah. The pan will go different.
Doesn't matter how you plug them in, it still will work. So that's the ground, their green wire. We have the black on the right side, the red on the left side, and that's all there is to that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get the jack out without taking this out, right?
Yeah, because I don't need to flip it over, so I can just set that aside.
No, I know, but you wouldn't be able to just remove this without removing that.
Right, absolutely. And then this is the tool I use. And it's a tool that's made for this sort of thing. You can see it's a tapered, four-sided,
It's not like a regular
and
screwdriver.
it's got a
yeah.
sharp edge on it.
Uh-huh.
And that goes in there. And
So it won't twist or something?
and then you just whack it a couple times.
Oh, okay.
And it sinks into the metal of that. Now it's stuck on there.
So now
Because
you
there's no real way to grab the end of this part. There's no nut on it.
yeah. So you wouldn't be able to remove that, you know.
It's hard to replace. And then I just, unscrew it, basically. Here's a little wrench I use. And that's pretty much it. We are out.
Are you okay there? You don't need any painkiller, right?
That's no painkiller. The old jack. Here's the new one.
Now I want to see what's going on here. No, you cannot even see it still. So once again, the red goes on which side? I mean, just it's
See the
only two
end?
ones, right?
That's how I generally orient this part in the guitar.
Okay, this
The
part
top
up.
part, the top part is the ground.
Uh,
That's the black, and that's the red.
all right.
That's all.
Sure.
And if you ever have any real major problems with a guitar, it may be because these wires are touching somehow, or somebody works on it. Usually, problems with circuit boards are very basic and very simple. And it goes back together.
So what it keeps over there steady is this thing here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to adjust on the top here or something.
You can't. Yeah. It's easy here if you have these few tools, but if you don't, why, that's not so easy to do.
Could that be done with a regular screwdriver that fits there?
I suppose if it had sharp, let's see, if this screwdriver, say, had some taper to it, you could probably jam that in there enough to hold on to it. This tool works great. for
Because
me.
it's not perfectly squared inside, right? So in order for that to fit there
Well,
properly.
this just jammed in there.
Yeah.
Literally.
But it won't mess the way of the plug that stays there.
No, I'm just grabbing the very end of that. In fact, you can see the marks that I make are right up there on the outside edge. But there's no tool to grab that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And this is the only one that can be used at this shape.
Original design had a normal jack in it, but I changed that because I wanted this to have a more pleasing shape. Anyway, I made this tool. You can see it's got some bevels on it, but I made a special tool because I use it in production, and you do this sort of thing all the time.
So the black is the ground always, right?
Well, the green is the ground.
The green is the ground. Well, I thought you said this one here is from the bridge. This one here, it's not the same one?
Well, these black wires are ground,
Uh-huh.
but this is the ground, the green one.
Yeah, I need to know that.
And so, when I reattach, I'll generally I generally connect up the black one first, and then the red, and then the green. I have to apply a little solder to these tabs here. Tonight, there will be a State of the Union address.
A what?
State of the Union address.
They're gonna dress?
A State of the
the Union.
Union address.
Really?
Yeah. You know what that is?
Not really.
That's what the president speaks.
Oh, okay. What is he gonna say? What
I
time?
don't know. It's a State of the Union. He sort of discusses the health of the nation.
Probably he's gonna talk about Afghanistan, I believe.
A little bit, I'm sure.
Because I haven't heard about it.
Afghanistan, economy,
What time? You know?
6 o'clock,
6 o'clock.
our time. Yes, you should not miss that.
Oh yeah. I don't know what's going on.
You do.
Oh, tonight? The black one on the right. Is that right?
Yeah.
You know, need to, now that I have a tape of it, so what will be easier?
So I put that black one on first.
Yeah.
You know, usually you just have, when you're producing something where you have the same way of doing it every time, it's just easier to remember the,
Yeah,
many steps. So
Yeah, but it makes sense that the black, since it's on the right, should go first. It makes the other ones easier to.
Mm-hmm.
If the other ones are already soldered,
It'd be in the way,
yeah, it
kind
would
of.
be in the way.
And it's a little, it's certainly a tight fit, but
Yeah, and of course the red, and then the green, the ground was the last one.
and
Yeah?
there's the red. And they can't touch each other. If they touch each other, if these two wires were to touch, you'd plug it into the amp and it'd go hum.
Yeah.
That's all, just straight hum, no sound. Nothing would work. So when it gets like that, you know something's wrong with the jack. Because with no batteries in here, the passives will still work. Very rarely will a passive go out on you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the green ground,
That's it.
and that is it. This can even touch the back of the circuit board here. It doesn't really matter. I just bend those wires out of the way. They're not touching. And then I'll plug these in while I'm here. You don't want to bend wires too much.
Yeah, never.
You know, there's one little thing that can happen sometimes. You know, if the car gets real old, maybe these wires will break in the back of there and come off. You never know. You know. That's what I mean. Sometimes they're simple solutions. I replaced that. And that's that.
Mm-hmm.
So we pull this out of the way. And those will fit down in there.
Yeah, I didn't see you taking that out. So, doesn't matter how much I move the truss rod here, it won't affect the inclination that much.
No.
I would have to move.
It's more length than anything, you know. And
And one thing that I noticed about this bass is like they stay perfectly in tune.
there's no reason for any bass to go out of tune. Mostly what that's caused by is a shrinking or swelling of the body and the neck from weather.
Mm-hmm.
The neck swells up, it gets a little longer, and it'll sharpen the string slightly, but very slightly.
Yeah, man, it's hard when the weather change, man. It's so hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my guitar have like a flood hose for every time. It's really
Yeah, the weather
hard.
affects flood roads.
Yeah.
Springs on the back, right?
Yep. Yeah. They're not perfect systems, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, this string clip I've got, that's just a mechanical device, and it's only so perfect. That's all. Hi, Ron. How you doing?
Good, how's it going?
All right, all right.
So the active they just work with both of them, right? If you just put one, I mean, how does that affect
Yeah,
them?
it's an 18-volt system, so you need two batteries. I don't know what would happen if you took one. I don't recall ever trying that.
It's a V8 base,
Honest.
right?
V8, 18 volts. Well, and if you have a 9-volt system and you lose 10% of your voltage, you lose more voltage than 10% of 18 volts. So your batteries last a lot longer this way. I mean, your batteries, these are original batteries, right?
Original? No, I changed them once or twice since.
You have? Because they ran out of juice, or you just felt like it?
I just felt like this is too long now.
Give it a try, you'll see. They'll last a lot longer than you think.
No, I know that, but the thing is, it was like over a year, and I don't like to leave batteries for over a year
Yeah.
and something, right?
That's what I mean, though. It's really a wonderful draw. I know they'll last a year. Surprising.
No, I know you're not surprised with that. Like
Yeah.
it will last a year.
Mm-hmm.
And the noises that I noticed once, not on this bass, but other bass, once the battery is down, it start making noises like a chord problem, like.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll get intermittent.
Would that be the same with this one? Yeah.
Yeah, it will get intermittent and
Yeah, but on the other basses, since they don't have the passive, so would just no sound.
Do you make guitars?
I've never made the ExFactor electric guitar. Never got around to it. This bass has kept me busy enough.
Yeah.
Man.
I have a lot of parts to deal with just with this one bass. Lots of parts. So, why don't you, well,
Haha, phone first. E maneiro aqui, né, pra caralho, né? Puta.
I can't talk right now, thank you.
Poxa, mas lá baixa amarela, se baixa amarela aí, né?
Oh, peraí. Solicitors. Could you?
Every week I must get 5 calls about credit cards, phone bills.
They call me once saying like, you just won a trip to the Caribbean. I'm like, I did? Tell me that I don't have to spend a penny.
You know what I did once? Somebody called and said, you've won $5,000. I said, you know what? I feel bad about taking that. Why don't you just send me $50 and you keep the rest? Okay? Well, sir, it doesn't work that way. I said, yeah, I know. Doesn't work that way at all. This one has a detent, and when this outer ring rotates and drops into detent, it drops down slightly. Then when you roll it out of detent, it pops up slightly. So what you need to do is, I put it on kind of high, then I look for the detent, which is right there. Then I can drop the knob down on there all the way to the bottom, tighten it up, and then I can roll it out of detent. See it go up slightly when you roll it out of detent? And you roll it out of detent, and you can put the upper knob on. And I turn these both up all the way so that the upper knobs are oriented in that position.
How often you talk to guys like Stuart Hamm and
I never talked to Stuart.
you never talk to him?
No.
He was here a couple of times, right?
Well, he was part of the early stages of developing this guitar with the sound, but he became a Fender endorser. So he's not with me anymore at all. He's got his own designed bass that Fender built for him that had a lot of these ideas.
Yeah, I know, but you can tell on his Fender that he has the sound kind of similar to this one on his particular
absolutely.
Fender. You probably heard it, of course.
Oh, sure.
And the other guy that uses this was the guy from Kenny G. What's his name?
Vail Johnson.
Vail Johnson. Yeah.
He still plays Factors.
He's still, yeah, his record is with Factor. They sound great.
Absolutely, he loves them.
Yeah.
Stu, we met Stu in '83 or '4, and he was part of a few guys that we were using their ears to help develop this sound. We were working on the electronics. And then he was endorsing the bass for a while, but eventually when I licensed to Fender,